Hello, today is the anniversary of the birth in 1894 of Georges Lemaitre, a Belgian scientist who was also a priest. And when asked about the possible conflict between the two, he said there are two ways to move towards the truth, and I intend to follow both of them. And here he became a very eminent scientist, particularly in the same area as Albert Einstein, and dealing with physics and the development of creation. And he came up with the idea that the creation was expanding. Einstein was determined to believe initially that it was static, that it remains the same. But Lemaitre, using Einstein's own theory of relativity, it came up with the idea that it started very, very small, what he called the primordial atom, and then expanded and is continuing to expand. He met Einstein in a park in 1927 and wanted to try and get this eminent, famous scientist on his side, and began to explain his theory. And he hadn't got very far in his explanation when Einstein apparently said to him, "Your mathematics may be fine, but your physics is rubbish." And that was the end of the conversation. But a couple of years later, after further things had been discovered, particularly by Hubble, which supported Lemaitre's view, Einstein attended a lecture by Lemaitre in which Lemaitre described his theory of the expanding universe, at the end of which Einstein said, "That is the most beautiful and satisfactory explanation of creation that I've ever listened to." He completely changed his mind. And of course, what Lemaitre called the primordial atom is what later became known as the Big Bang, although the Big Bang was a phrase coined by Fred Hoyle, who didn't agree with it at all. It was a sneering phrase, but it is now widely accepted that the universe is expanding. But what interested me was the way in which Einstein was quite happy to completely change his view on the basis of new evidence. And to do so in a way that everybody knew about. He wasn't going to pretend that he hadn't changed his mind. And it struck me that it's a sign of greatness when we can be that willing to listen to other people and allow them to influence us and to change our mind. Changing our minds is not a thing to be ashamed of. It's a thing to be proud of. And I think that interaction of Alfred Einstein with Georges Lemaitre shows us how true that is.